Okay, let's try this, shall we? Okay, so those of you that don't already know, my name is Brandy. Kind of obvious in the channel name. And just gonna have to deal with the noise for a minute, y'all. Most of my videos that I've already been on here are like rambling and talking about some just random crap and have no real direction to them or whatever. And if it's not rambling, it's my chickens or just all of my animals in general, or my cars or my kids or whatever. But I've had a few people ask me about my artwork, because some people grew up with me and know that I draw. So I figured I would do this one about things that I've drawn or painted or colored or whatever. So it can be, some of this is going to be my original stuff. Some of it's going to be stuff that I just colored. So let's see. Those are blank, so we're not going to deal with those. Let's do, okay, first of all, I started learning how to draw in middle school. I did everything possible not to take a gym class, so I took as many art classes they would let me, and I also took the option to be like a like an office assistant. So there was no gym class for me, obviously. So yeah. Let's see. One of the things that I always keep on me is this book, because there are still things that I can't draw to save my life. And then I have this that was my grandfather's. And I've actually drawn quite a few of these flowers. Like, as you can see, it's just different flowers. And I've drawn quite a few of them over the years. I don't have all of them in my possession anymore because they were drawn for friends or family members or school, and they got lost or misplaced or stolen at school. So I don't have them. And then I also have, I don't have the cover anymore. I don't know what happened to it, but this is a book that my mother got me one year, and it is How to Draw Mythical Worlds. And it's got things like, you know, fairies, dragons, goblets, gargoyles, things like that. So, and that kind of ties into things that I like in life. I'll probably show you guys some of it too. My what some people call knickknacks and statues and stuff that I have. But I'll start with some just random crap. I got bored one day and just painted this. I don't know what it's supposed to be. I drew it and then colored it. Well, painted it, I should say. Then I have, hold on. Then I have this one that I painted for art class in high school. And this was another one for high school art class, 2006. So sophomore year, second half of sophomore year, I think. Yeah, 05 to 06. Just because it was required that we did different setups. Did this one the same year, I believe. And it's just, like magazine pages, trying to tell. It's not tissue paper, it's just magazine pages that we had to rip into little shreds to put in there. There's a bigger one of this. It was done the same year. And that was just done with, like, you know, tape or whatever. Then hopefully you guys can tell who that is. Did that in high school as well. And then I did this one the same year. Just a butterfly, a fish, and a sun. And I mean, you get the concept of we had to do different color squares, and then each square had to have a different portion, and they couldn't be the same. Like, it had to be random. So that was, back then at 16, it was challenging to me. But now I'm like, well, I could probably do that in my sleep. But yeah. This one I did for my grandpa. And it used to hang in his room at the nursing home that he was in. And when he passed, I made sure I got it, because I was pretty proud of it. This is just my sketch pad. And then, what are you? Oh, this one I drew when I was like 12. So it's not the greatest, but I thought it was awesome when I was 12. So there's that. And then this one, did I color this one? Yeah. And then this one, I just got bored one night, just colored, well, drew and then painted just random crap. I was bored. Let's see. Stuff that I've colored. This is one of those like color by number thingies. I did that one. This is a paint by number. And so is this one. So, and those were done, this was done in 08, so I had already met my children's father, and this was not too long after the other one. That one was done in 09. Let's see. And then just random stuff I had to do for art class. This is one of the creatures from that Mythical Worlds book that I showed you earlier. There's another one. And you'll see on some of these that I signed them as Jane, because when I was in high school, it was the whole like emo goth thing, and so I had my signature as Jane Doe because I was a friggin' dork, but whatever. I drew a caterpillar that was in one of my children's books that I read to kids at a summer camp one year that I was a counselor at. And then I have a rose that I did sometime in my life. I couldn't tell you. This thing, not sure what it's supposed to be. It was actually in the back of a textbook that I had. It was a used textbook. It wasn't one that they passed out at school. It was one that I had, picked up at like a yard sale or something. And this was in the back of it. And I was like, hey, that looks cool. I'm going to draw my own version. And so I drew it because the version that was in the back of the book was just black and white pencil. And so I was like, I'm going to draw my own version and color it my own way. So that's what I did. This was for art class. Mr. Keebler himself. And I basically just pulled up a picture of it on Google and just stared at it and sketched it. And that's what I got. This was in the same textbook as that like gargoyle-y thing that I drew. This was somewhere in the middle of the book. So somebody obviously had an obsession with like medieval stuff. So I again just sat there, looked at it, sketched it, and then colored it how I wanted it to be. What else do I have? Oh, we had to draw flowers, some kind of flowers, for art class, and I drew that because I just wanted to get the assignment done and over with. So that's why it looks like that. Oh, I had to do black and white, so I did Boo Boo, and then later on, as you saw, I did him on the canvas with the blocks, and again, I just sat there and looked at the picture and sketched it, and that's what I got. There's another Boo Boo. That one in color. An owl from the Mythical Worlds book. And this was in that same book, I think. Maybe. No, this was the cover of a book I read. Oh, what was that book? I don't know. But this was either the second half of freshman year or the first half of sophomore year. It was, well, I can tell you, first half of sophomore year. It was October of 2005. And I had read a book. It was one of my library books. That was the cover of it. And I was like, hey, that's pretty awesome. Oh, there's stuff on my ogre. Or my orc, excuse me. But another thing from the Mythical Worlds book. And I have an obsession with frogs, and I hate that this got so nasty. But I drew a frog, never finished coloring him. We had to draw like a 3D image. That was one of the images that my teacher gave us, and that's what I drew. I attempted to draw my grandfather in the hospital, not my greatest work. Then we had to do a collage that represented us as a person and our life. And again, it was 05, 06. So the whole emo, goth, metal, all that crap was going on. Hot Topic was big. The dark hair, the crazy jewelry, the big baggy trip pants, the Demonia boots with the spikes. That was what I wore. So that was my life. And I read a lot of, what was the magazine? I don't even remember what it was called, but it was some kind of metal magazine. And so that's where I got a lot of these from. And I was all about freaking people out. Whatever was not normal, I was doing it. So I got all this out of the magazine, and then there's my puppy, whose name was Rolly. And she had died in the process of me making this, so that's why she got put on there. And then we had to pick something from this to draw, and I picked him. And I drew him. I think I did pretty good. So there's that. But then I have this one that I painted while I was pregnant. Was I pregnant? No, I was not. I started drawing it before I ever found out I was pregnant with my daughter. And then once I had her, I painted it. And it's all sorts of flowers out of that flower book that I held up earlier. And yeah, that's what I did with that. Where is it? There it is. And then there's my prized possession. It's really faded and gross because it sat in like a notebook. Not a notebook, but a big sketch pad that had no cover. And it just sat there in that sketchbook for years before I finally was like, I worked really hard on that. I should probably do something good with it. So, what is this, 2021? So about 3-4 years ago, I was like, I really need to frame that. And I got a frame for it. Now, I started this in, I want to say September or October of 07. And I did not finish it until December of 07. And it took me that long to do it because I was working. I was 17. My father was in the hospital and then transferred to a nursing facility because he had had a massive stroke. My grandfather was in the same facility because he had Alzheimer's and dementia. And then my mother was in the hospital at the same time because she had PEs, which is pulmonary embolisms, in her lungs. And it's blood clots in your lungs, for clarification. So I was a busy 17-year-old. I was running my house. I was taking care of my little sister, getting her to her doctor's appointments, her dentist appointments, her orthodontist appointments for her braces. I was driving around with no driver's license. All I had was a permit, and my mother's checkbook, paying the house bills. So I was a busy 17-year-old, and the last thing on my mind was finishing this until everybody was stabilized. between November and December, and that's when it finally got finished. And I'm hoping there's not a glare so that you guys can see this. But it's my gargoyle, gremlin, gargoyle, whatever, that I drew. He was in that Mythical Worlds book, and I am extremely proud of him because of how I managed the details and everything out of it in the time frame that I did it with everything I had going on in my life. So I'm very proud of that particular piece. Trying to think. That's pretty much all I have. I mean, I have other things like that I've colored. I have things that I've done like color by number, paint by number. I have random things that I've done over the years. I guess I could show you guys this stitching thing that I did. It's cross stitch, like it gives you the colored thread or whatever. And you just kind of go with it. And it's this guy right here. So, that one. And it says, "Lord, if you won't make me skinny, please make my friends fat." And then I painted that, colored that. Somebody drew that of me. That is not my work. And then I just painted these two the other day for Halloween, because I'm a big Halloween person. And I will show you guys that. I have an obsession with Halloween. So, I have this lovely lady that I got it. I want to say my mother got her at Target, maybe? I don't know. Then I have this that my sister and her husband bought me one year for it's either my birthday or Christmas. I can't remember. But you see it's a candelabra, I guess is what you call it. But it's like, love it. And then this lovely lady my high school boyfriend bought me, because in high school I was in love with fairies and he was obsessed with dragons. So it's supposed to be me and him. And then I have skulls. I even have a skull coffee mug. Like, I got problems, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. And then I don't know if anybody's familiar with it, but I have Living Dead dolls. They are fantastic. I have Daisy. And Lucy. And my boyfriend is terrified of them. He hates them. He wishes they did not exist. But they do. So, he's just gonna have to get over it. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Just gonna have to deal with it. So, yeah. But I'm a big Halloween person. Halloween, weird stuff, creepy stuff, like, that's me. That's my thing. Not everybody likes that. Not everybody is okay with it. And that's fine. It's perfectly fine. Everybody's got their thing. I am all about, like, expressing yourself, loving yourself, all that good stuff, and just showing the world like who you are, what you're all about, blah, blah, blah. I'm currently decorating for Halloween and fall at the same time. So I have all of this for Halloween, and then on the corner is my owl for fall. Oh, it's great. But then I do like the cute stuff too. Like I have the owls and the pumpkin, and I'm gonna put that flag out later. I gotta do that. And then I have like this guy and that. So I mean, I'm trying to be cute, but still creepy, I guess. So yeah. But that's most of my stuff. I'm sure I have more somewhere that I just don't know what I did with it. So, yeah. But, like, see, I even did my fireplace that we don't even use because you can't. So, yeah. But, I mean, I'm so deep into the spooky that I have a skull Scentsy burner. So, might be a problem. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you like my art. And if there's anything else y'all want me to do, let me know. Because I am open to ideas of all kinds. Except the dirty stuff. Don't be commenting, telling me to get naked. Because it's not happening. Not happening. And I will check in with you guys later. Probably do a live at some point, not sure when. Just follow me on here, follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I think those are the only ones I have for the art stuff. And definitely like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And drop me some recommendations in the comments. And I will see you guys